Welcome to Music Monday, everybody. My name is Benjamin. It is Monday and today we're going to be counting down my personal top 10 favorite festival performance by a couple of really great artists. I went to 2 festivals this year. I was supposed to go to 3, but my girlfriend and I caught COVID in the first one and then couldn't go to the second one. It was really sad, but just for reference, this is the lineup. So if your favorite band isn't on here, that does not mean that they're bad live. It might just be that I haven't seen them. And of course, I also haven't seen all the bands on those 2 lineups.
Of course!
This is solely for ranking the festival performances for 2 reasons. 1, because I love making lists, and 2, so that you can discover new artists, potentially, or also find out who to watch out for on your next festival. Because I want you to discover new artists and be able to really dive into them, for every single artist I will have a little pop-up that looks just like this, where you can see their newest song and their best song, and just in general cool things that you can use to get into the band. So without any further ado, Royal Blood is one of those bands where I just knew a couple of songs, but I went to their show anyway, and I was literally blown away by their craftsmanship. I have never seen in my life a more active drummer than whatever it was that he did. Not only was his drum set one of the coolest ones that I've ever seen, but he walked around, he was engaging with the crowd, he was the main character, together of course with their vocalist, and also the way that he plays, sometimes one-handed, is absolutely mind-boggling. And if you ever want to see 2 musicians who really know what they're doing and just genuinely enjoy making music, I definitely recommend you go and check out Royal Blood on your next festival. I was kind of worried about seeing Billy Talent because I always heard that they suck live, and I therefore was surprised when I felt all the energy that they had and the way that they really got the crowd riled up at, mind you, 1 o'clock in the morning. They still managed to deliver one of the best performances of respective festival. And even though it was raining and cold and I was absolutely done from the day, I couldn't help myself but dance to it and sing along, because they really put on an energizing and great performance.
I'll see you on the other side, but I kill to bring you back to life. Don't give up, don't let go, I'll make this right.
If you're looking for a great show on stage, you probably have to look no further than Ice Nine Kills. For those of you who are unaware, Ice Nine Kills are a band that take inspiration from horror movies, horror novels, and create songs based on them, and then they also use that for their stage shows. You will have killers running around with chainsaws and knives, and definitely not something that you want to take your kid to, unless your kid is pretty hardcore. But if you really want to see a good show, I can absolutely recommend Ice Nine Kills, because they don't only have the great show, they also make the music sound incredibly good live, and that was one of my favorite experiences for sure. Wargasm were one of the big surprises for me, and I called it drumstick, which I would love to hold into the camera, but I can't because it's back in Germany and I'm in Canada, so I can't really do that, but I called it drumstick and it was really cool. This was one of the most energetic performances I have ever seen. They came out there in the boiling heat of the afternoon and no one really knew who they were, because just like me, maybe they looked them up before the festival and found 1 or 2 songs. I did that and I was entirely impressed, and their live set was even better. So if you're looking for a new and underground band that you need to check out, Wargasm is definitely gonna be on everyone's radar in 2 to 3 years. And did I mention that I caught a Next up we got Spiritbox. I'm wearing the appropriate t-shirt, and I have to say that Courtney LaPlante is obviously one of my favorite vocalists of all time, but she is probably the best live vocalist I have ever seen. I have never in my life seen someone who is able to pull the highs of her singing and the lows of the screams, the brutality, the beauty, everything of live just as well as she does on record. There is no editing there. There is clearly no vocal effects on there. She really is that good. And it made me go crazy. I was in the first row and I was freaking out. And unfortunately, I was in the first row because they were so crazy that people started crowd surfing so much that I spent half the concert with my back to what was happening because I constantly had to help people go crowd surfing, and it really annoyed me because I wanted to see Spiritbox. Anyway, it was a great performance and I really recommend that you check them out if they are anywhere near you. Staying in the lane of energetic, Fever Free are absolutely known for having energy. If you listen to any of their songs, you'll know that. But they don't only have that energy on records, they have that energy live, and they have a stage presence that makes everyone, even the people who don't know them, immediately listen up. And again, I was in the front row for this one, and it was really a crazy experience because they did the whole rock and roll experience, jumping around into the crowd, destroying stuff on stage with an unrivaled power on that day that really is something that I can recommend to anyone. If you haven't heard of them and if you're kind of into like more punky sides of rock and metal, then definitely go check out Fever Free. Hot Milk was one of the bands that I knew but no one around me knew, and I had heard them on records and I know that they were good, but I didn't know they were insanely good live. So I told everyone around me, people on my tent, I was like, we gotta go to Hot Milk. I know you don't know them, they're amazing, trust me. And a couple of people trusted me and went with me to the concert, and they agreed that this was easily one of the best ones of the entire weekend. Absolutely stunning live performance, accurate entirely to what they do on track, just like they are live. Powerful and really kind of inspiring to watch the two of them, two vocalists again, going absolutely crazy. This is a less punk, more pop punk version of Wargasm, and if you're kind of into that lane, I can definitely recommend Hot Milk. Bring Me the Horizon have always been one of my favorite bands, and I was so glad to finally see them live because I know all of their songs by heart, and it was a really great experience. But it was mostly a great experience because their live show was so much above everyone else's, including the headliner of that day. I'm not gonna name drop them, but if you know, you know, and it was a terrible show. But Bring Me the Horizon really took the cake for unexpected headliner performance because they did everything better than the actual headliner. Ollie's voice live sounds so much better than it did only like 5 years ago. He really got himself under control, and it makes it such a joy to watch him, knowing what he's gone through and where he's at now with his vocal performance, his vocal delivery. It makes it such a joy to watch, and really was one of the most powerful concerts that I've witnessed over the festival season of this year. I don't really think I have to explain to anyone who Green Day are, or that they are one of the most consistent and impressive live bands ever, but this was my first time seeing them. They finally brought the Hella Mega Tour to a festival in Germany, and it was absolutely incredible. One of the best live shows with all the different techniques they used, flames, fireworks, you name it, they had it. Also the beginning with the bunny, and just in general the set list was very tight. You had so much energy energy, because Green Day is such a band that everyone is always so invested in, everybody knows the lyrics and everybody is down to party to some Green Day. So it made for some great atmosphere. Also the fact that they always bring someone up on stage who then kind of does to get to play guitar with them or sing with them. They always do that during Know Your Enemy, which also was again a very, very special moment. And I have to say that I really enjoyed Green Day as a band, as a headliner especially, and can really recommend them for that.
They said they want war, this is it. Let the party drop. 3, 2, 1, go.
Number 1 goes to an artist that not a lot of people in the rock and metal community are entirely aware of as much as I would love them to be, because Grandson does definitely genre bend a lot and is one of the most innovative and interesting artists. And it was great to see that even with him being so low on the lineup and not a lot of people knowing him back in Germany, that he was able to amass this large audience in the arena section of the festival and absolutely tear the place down. It was absolutely impressive to see what he was able to do with the energy that he came up on stage with, immediately hooking everyone and making everyone be, yeah, just kind of super intrigued by everything and being impressed by his performance that was absolutely exceptional. I can guarantee you that only 10% of the people who were in that arena in the first place knew Grandson, but at the end 100% of the people who went out of that arena loved him, because that was truly one of the most insane experiences I've ever had. And I would definitely recommend you go check out Grandson, no matter who he plays with, because that was legitimately one of the top 3 concerts I've ever been to in my entire life. So kudos to Grandson. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you got some recommendations to check out. This was the list from quote-unquote worst to best. Of course, even the number 10 was still a great concert, and there are a lot of bands who did not deliver as well, but I don't like doing negative lists, so this is the only recap of festival season that you're gonna get. What was your favorite concert of the year? Make sure to drop a comment and let me know, and while you're there also leave a like, and then when you scroll back up to see why the hell is this guy still talking, maybe check out one of this or this video. Bye.